Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back here today to another top 15 video, and today I'm giving you guys my top 15 power forwards in the NBA. So, like every video, I'm going to put a disclaimer. I'm obviously not going to have the same list as you. I want you guys that obviously disagree with me to put in the comments your top 15 power forwards in the NBA. I'm not a GM. I'm not an analyst. I'm going to say most of you guys aren't either, so we're not going to all have the right list. There is really no right list. It's all opinions based on how you view their stats and how they play on the court, and how you put that together. Obviously, we can all have the same number 1 or the same number 2, but we're all not going to have the same 7, 8, and 9. So yeah, I'd appreciate it if you don't dislike the video. If you really want to, you can, but I'd appreciate it if you either comment to dislike the video. Also, can we maybe hit some sort of likes on this so you guys can appreciate the series? I would hope, because yeah, I'm going to be doing these top 5 for all positions, and we're here with the second to last one, the power forwards. Funny enough though, this is the second one I'm recording. Just recorded the center video, which was the first one, so I'm going out of order when you see these. So yeah, this, I'm gonna also put another disclaimer. This is overall right now fully healthy. This isn't based off this year. Obviously, if this was based off this year alone, I would have different people around, but this is, say you're starting a team, say you have Chris Paul, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid on your team, and you're putting a power forward there, obviously, or this is just like the best, like, overall, currently fully healthy, not this season alone, but this season does take an impact into it. So the 15th spot was really hard. Jaren Jackson Jr. and Marvin Bagley just didn't make the cut. They were really close. I really wanted to put them there, but not yet. Obviously, in a year or two, they will definitely be making this list. 15 is a tie. It's going to be Nikola Mirotic tied with Marcus Morris. Mirotic averaging 17.5 points per game. Marcus Morris shooting 43% from 3. Marcus Morris, honestly, I viewed him as the lesser Morris twin. He's way better than his brother now than like it was 3 years ago. I thought Markieff was way better than him. Since he's come over to Boston, killing it. Wasn't that good in Detroit when they both played in Phoenix together. They both played Phoenix or Washington together. I think they both played in Phoenix together, the brothers. But he wasn't really that good in Phoenix. Wasn't really that solid in Detroit. Trading Avery Bradley for him was really like, what? Because Avery Bradley was coming off such a good year, and Marcus Morris was just kind of like a middle-tier bench role player. And now he's turned into a very solid starter on one of the best teams in the NBA. I don't know. I'd probably rather have Morris than Mirotic. I was just kind of torn with them, so I threw them both at 15. All right, coming in at number 14, I kind of wanted to put him higher than this. It just sucks that he doesn't start still. I think Thad Young starts over him. You can probably already guess who it was, and that, or guess who it is, and that's Domantas Sabonis. All right, guys, so I did mess up a little bit when I did do this video. I accidentally forgot 3 players that I were gonna include in this. So the first one, we're gonna kind of do these in 0.5 intervals because I did mess up. The first one is gonna be Dario Saric. He's just gonna come in at 14.5, right after Morris, right after Nikola Mirotic. I'd still rather have Domantas Sabonis, who is my 14th guy, over Saric, but yeah, Saric is going to come in here at 14.5. I did mess this up, and we still got 2 more to go that I did forget. Shooting 62% from the field, which is crazy. He's averaging 14.3 points, 9.6 rebounds in 25 minutes off the bench. That efficiency rate is crazy nuts. He should win. He should be definitely in the running for 6th man and most improved. He should probably be the leader for 6th man of the year. Him and probably D Rose, and like Montrezl Harrell, who we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, Domantas Sabonis killing it. That's kind of improved. The Pacers got really Oladipo and Sabonis for Paul George. A huge return for that. It just makes the Orlando Magic look worse, but yeah, Domantas Sabonis comes in at 14, and a year from now, the dude could maybe crack top 10. Coming in at number 13 is Montrezl Harrell, another dude that is kind of breaking out this year, who also doesn't start. He's averaging 15.5 points, 6.7 rebounds, over a block and a half a game, coming off the bench for the Clippers because Tobias Harris starts over him, and then Marcin Gortat starts at center. He's shooting 63% from the field. He gets to the line about 5.5 times a game, which isn't bad at all. Over assist and a half a game, over a block and a half a game, just under a steal a game. Dude runs great in transition, at least I think he does. He's a guy that is just flashy, can literally put the ball in the basket, and is really good inside the paint as well. Efficient dude. I wish he would start. I wish they, well, because based off the years Gallinari and Tobias Harris are having, it's really hard to start the dude unless you're going to put him at center, but you're kind of going a little bit smaller there because I believe he's only 6'9", 6'8", so having a 6'8" center is a little bit hard to do. Clearly he's not a small forward, so power forward's kind of perfect, and when you have Tobias Harris there, it's kind of hard to do. So Montrezl Harrell comes in at 13, and like I've been saying, if you want to say Sabonis is better than Harrell in the comments, I could agree with that. My 13 and 14, they're not far behind each other at all. It's not like I'm saying he's clearly 100% better. It's just kind of, they were tough, and I just put Harrell a little bit better, or a little bit higher. All right, coming in at number 12 is Pascal Siakam. He's going to be the first out of 2 Raptor power forwards you're going to see on this list. And the dude is breaking out this year. Like I said, for Sabonis, this guy could be in the most improved player running as well. Pascal Siakam does start this year, so obviously he's not going to be the 6th man of the year running like Sabonis or Harrell. But he could definitely be the most improved player running. The dude is nasty in transition. One of the best transition big men in the NBA we've seen. He's breaking out this year. He's averaging 14.7 points a game, only 6.5 rebounds, but he's playing with Serge Ibaka and then sometimes with Jonas Valanciunas. He's killing it this year. He in the last 10 games alone, he's averaging 16 points a game. He's shooting just under 30% from 3. Not terrible for a big man. Not particularly good in general, but not terrible for a big man. 1.3 blocks a game, about an assist and a half a game. He's a really talented player on a really talented team. He's going to come in at number 12. I really wanted to put him higher, but in the coming years, the dude's probably going to crack the top. Coming in at number 11 is Aaron Gordon. Now, Aaron Gordon, I really don't even think he's hit his full potential at all yet. He's only 23, and he hasn't really played with a good point guard yet that could really work with him in the pick and roll, work with him on the kind of moving him off ball a little bit. He's shooting 38% from 3. Not terrible whatsoever. Over 3 assists a game. He's averaging 15.3 points a game and about 7.5 rebounds a game this year, with just under a block a game too. He's not the worst defender in the world. Obviously, he's not like a Pascal Siakam or like a Marcus Morris on defense, but he's no slouch on defense either. He's not a bad rim protector, and he can spread the floor. He can shoot the ball. He's a really talented offensive guy. He's on a pretty solid contract for a 23-year-old putting up these type of numbers. It sucks. We've really never seen him on a good team yet. He's shooting 45% from the field, and yeah, it sucks like we've never seen him with a good team yet. I kind of want to see him with Mo Bamba, with like a real rim protector, kind of over Vucevic. Hopefully they let Vucevic walk, but we'll see. Hopefully they can snag a good point guard in the offseason. Either it's Ja Morant, or maybe they make a trade for Marco. I don't know. I doubt they make a trade for Marco Fultz. Maybe they'll surprise everybody, make a trade for John Wall, but I really want to see him with a good point guard, and I think that could make him even higher on this list, and he's going to come in at number 11. I really wanted to put him higher. Coming in at number 10 is Serge Ibaka, probably having his most efficient and best year since his Thunder days. He's adapted more to a center role this year, and he's still one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. Serge Ibaka for a reason. 16.5 points a game, 7.5 rebounds a game, about almost a block and a half, just under a block and a half a game. I think it's 1.3 blocks a game. 54% from the field. One of the best rim protectors in basketball. I really like him playing center with Pascal Siakam, who can kind of stretch the floor at the 4, and him playing the 5, who Serge Ibaka is no bad shooter at all. He can shoot 30% from 3 of what he's doing this year, and he's shooting 83% from the line, assist and a half a game, about half a steal, so he's still really a good defender. And yeah, he's honestly, going into this year, I would say he would be lucky to crack this top 15. Now this year I have him at number 10, and you could probably make a good argument to get him inside the top 10, but let's get inside the top 10. Coming in at number 9 and 8 was really tough for me. Coming in at number 9, I'm gonna have Kyle Kuzma. I really wanted to put him at 8. It was really tough. It was just kind of because maybe he hasn't done this his whole career. He's averaging 18 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, with playing with LeBron James. So that's pretty impressive. He's kind of turned into more of a spot-up shooter. He's averaging about 5.5 threes a game, and he's shooting 31%, not the best in the world, but not horrendous. I mean, it is kind of horrendous, but it's not terrible for a power forward. He's averaging 2.3 steals a game. The dude is getting to the line about 3 times a game, and we would hope to see that a little bit more from him down the stretch. 48% from the field, good shooter, good at attacking the rim. Honestly, he's a really good compliment to LeBron, a way better compliment to LeBron than I think Brandon Ingram is. And I think going forward in the future, I know they've been playing Brandon Ingram or starting him at shooting guard for a little bit. I think they got to move on from Ingram. Try to get either a knockdown shooter at the 2 or get a stud rim protector at center. Either it's DeMarcus Cousins in free agency, either it's Bradley Beal via trade. I'd rather them go in the way of Kyle Kuzma over Brandon Ingram. I think Kuzma's older than him. Kuzma is 23 because I believe he was a junior coming out of college. So he's a little bit on the older side, and I believe Brandon Ingram's only 23 or 21 or 22. Brandon Ingram's crazy young. But yeah, Kyle Kuzma comes in at number 9 on this list. Coming in at number 8 is somebody kind of has had a lot of injury past. He's probably dipping down the list. Going into next year, I could see him maybe not even cracking the top 12. That's Paul Millsap. He got hurt again this year. He's been hurt for a little bit now. Like last year, he missed most of the year. He's averaging 13.5 points a game, over almost a steal and a half a game, and a block. 1.1 blocks per game, 7 rebounds. The dude's a great perimeter defender. The dude's a really good inside defender as well. One of the more underrated players in the NBA because he's not really a flashy player. He's kind of like a do-it-all player. He'll pass the ball, he'll steal the ball, he'll block the ball, he'll score the ball. He does a little bit of everything at a pretty solid level. Shooting 40% from 3. a lot better than a lot more of these people on this list. He's shooting about 2.5 threes a game. He's getting to the line 4 times a game, shooting 72% from the line. He's playing only 27 minutes a night when he plays because obviously they have lineups with Trey Lyles out there. But we'll see. With obviously they'll play Jokic, and then they have Hernan Gomez, who had a really good night the other night. Yeah, he's shooting just under 50% from the field. He's not the most flashy player in the world, and I think people and he's not playing in Los Angeles. That's why I feel like more people have been talking about Kyle Kuzma this year than him. Also, I kind of didn't say it in the beginning of the video, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Luka Doncic are both going to be as small forwards, as you've already seen that video, so you probably already knew that, but I'm recording this before that, so I just got to put out a disclaimer. I've listed them as small forwards for this video, even though they kind of both play the 4, but they're listed as small forwards on ESPN, on NBA.com, and I think NBA Reference as well. Actually, ESPN has Giannis as a power forward, but I don't know, I put him as a small forward. If he was a power forward, I'll get into that later where he would be on this list because I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, Paul Millsap comes in at number 8 on this list. Coming in at number 7, if you did watch, I think, my prediction video for the awards, or if you follow me on Twitter, I did tweet it out, my predictions for this year. He was actually my most improved player prediction, and that is Julius Randle. The dude is killing it. He started a year off the bench now with the Mirotic injury. He has been starting at the 4 with Anthony Davis at the 5, which is weird because I do have Anthony Davis as a power forward, even though I think he's a center now, but he's listed as a power forward, so we're going to go with that. But yeah, Julius Randle at number 7. The dude is shut up. Probably going into this year, people would probably not have him in his top 10. He's averaging 19.5 points a game, about 9.5 rebounds a game, just under 3 assists. I mean, he doesn't have flashy block or steal stats, but the dude is a great perimeter defender. Not the best shooter. I would love if Julius Randle could become a good shooter. I mean, he's shooting 32% from 3, which is around Kyle Kuzma. So, I mean, he's not terrible at shooting the ball, but he's not a guy who's only taking about 1 3 a game. So, it's not like he's taking 4 or 5 a game. He's shooting 54% from the field. He's getting up about 10 shots a game, which is you want to see from him. Only playing 28 minutes a night, too. I would love if Julius Randle was playing like 32, 33. But the dude is killing it. His per 36 numbers are crazy good. And yeah, he's going to come in at number 7 on my list. If you follow me on Twitter, I've said this guy is probably the most underrated player in the NBA for the longest time. I still think he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's coming in at number 6 on my list, and that is Tobias Harris. Coming in at 6.5. Yeah, I forgot 2 guys this good is Lauri Markkanen. I kind of forgot about him because of his injury, and I don't know why. He just went across my head here. So yeah, Lauri Markkanen is going to come here at pretty much 6.5, right between Julius Randle and Tobias Harris. He missed, I feel like, I think it was the first 2 months of basketball this year. He's averaging about 17.5 points and 6.8 rebounds since coming back. He's kind of like a mini Porzingis. People love to compare them, tall dudes. I don't know where he's from. I don't know where his nationality. Oh, it's wait, what is it? Is it Finland? I think it's Finland. And yeah, so he's from there. Kristaps Latvia, both 7-foot white guys who can shoot. People like to compare them a lot, and they are very similar in players. And I don't think he's there yet. I think he's not a poor man's Kristaps, but he's just not at Kristaps' level yet. But obviously, he's a little bit younger, so that's perfectly normal. And yeah, Markkanen, who's already 21 years old, is a top 7 power forward in the league in my eyes, and he's going to come here at 6.5. Now, Tobias Harris, averaging 21.5 points a game, 8.2 rebounds a game. Definitely the best player on this Clippers team. That is one of the best teams in the Western Conference. They're kind of slowed down as of late, but I still think they're going to make the playoffs, and he's the best player on that team that's leading them to this solid record that, honestly, a lot of people did think they were making the playoffs this year, including me. The dude is shooting 42% from the 3. Perfect stretch 4. Perfect dude to play the stretch 4. Obviously not the best defender in the world. He is kind of, not a liability on defense, but not really a good defender. Most of these guys we have been mentioning are solid defenders. I would probably say out of everybody I mentioned, he might be the worst defensive power forward on this list, or one of. I would say maybe he could be like up there with Eric Gordon and maybe Mirotic. He's an incredible offensive talent. The dude is efficient as hell, shooting 42% from 3, 50% from the field. He's shooting about 3 threes a game, which is really good. I wish he would get to the line more. He only gets to the line about 3 times a game, which is really not what you would want to see. I would hope he gets to the line more as he kind of grows in his career. The dude has played 7 years and is 26. So he's still incredibly young. I don't think he's hit his prime yet. He's going to be a free agent this summer. Going to make a lot of money. Obviously, a team like Brooklyn could throw a lot of money at him, but I hope LA brings him back and they can pair him up with another star come the offseason. Maybe another superstar that can help him so he doesn't have to feel like he's the number 1. I don't think he can, like, you can win a championship with him as the number 1, but say they add like a Kevin Durant, him, Shai Gilgeous, or if they add like a DeMarcus Cousins, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, Tobias Harris, I still think one of the most underrated players on this list is going to come in at number 6. Alright, somebody that I'm a big, or not a big supporter of, but I really like his game a lot, and he's probably, realistically, the most hated player in the NBA. outside of Kevin Durant. Coming in at number 5, who I've had as the second best power forward in the league for the last 2 years. He's dipped down this year. He's had a really bad year compared to his previous, and that is Draymond Green. And someone that's going to come in here at 5.5, he's been a really weird career ever since getting traded to Cleveland. Yeah, I forgot Kevin Love. Kevin Love is going to be here at 5.5, right behind Draymond and right in front of Tobias Harris. He's on the decline, though. He's been out for a while. Honestly, I would be okay with if you're saying Tobias Harris is better than Kevin Love. Honestly, I would kind of agree with you. Even if you want to say Julius Randle and Markkanen are better than Kevin Love right now. He's on the decline. He's only 30. Like, he's got a lot of solid years left. He's making 30 mil a year, I believe, after this year. His contract extension kicks in. But he's only played 4 games this year. He was averaging around 19 points and 13 rebounds, which is really good for Kevin Love in those games. But he shot really bad from, like, percentage-wise. Hopefully he plays well with Sexton when he comes back. We'll have to see. But obviously, like I said, I'm going to make another one of these lists when the season ends, and we'll see where he's at there. But on the way this is going, if he doesn't play most of the year and he doesn't really look like Minnesota Kevin Love, he's probably going to fall out of my top 6, possibly top 7 come the year's end. It really sucks to see kind of his decline from like 2015, 2016. Obviously, Kevin Durant coming in is going to limit his points because he did peak at 14 a game, and now he's only averaging 7.1 a game, which is really not that good at all. He's averaging about 8 total rebounds a game and 6.5 assists per game. I don't know, maybe his play will get better if, like, when Curry came back. I don't know, maybe he missed Curry a lot, that's why his numbers are down. I'm pretty sure he's hit, like, 2 3-pointers since, like, the beginning of November. So his three-point percentage has gone down this year. He's shooting 22% and only 40% from the field. But yeah, Draymond Green has fallen off this list. After this year, I might put guys like Tobias Harris and Julius Randle. If he keeps up the way he's playing this year, I think he's going to go down the list. He's been a solid defender this year. Not like defensive player of the year caliber like he's been the last 4 years or last 3 years. He's just dipped in defense this year. You kind of saw it against the Lakers game. He was struggling. This freaking guard Zubac or Zubats or whatever the hell you pronounce his name. I can't even pronounce it. That's when you know it's embarrassing that Draymond Green can't guard him. I'm frustrated. I'm pissed because I'm actually like, I love Draymond's game. I love him. He's the ultimate role player, but he turns that role player into one of the best players in the NBA. And this year he's just declining. It sucks. The dude is 28, so like he's entering his prime. If not, he's already in his prime. Even though his prime might have been when he was 25. It sucks that he's declining like this. I don't know. I'm not saying he's a fully decline. He could just be a down year. A lot of guys have down years before. Blake Griffin's had a down year, and I haven't even mentioned his name on this list yet. But yeah, Draymond at 5. If he keeps it up, he'll be like 8 at the end of the year. If he gets it better, I'm okay with putting him in my top 3 again. Coming in at number 4 is a guy that's been around for so long, just being elite for the last, God knows, 15 years. That's LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, I wouldn't really say he's elite, but like, for a power forward, he's elite. He's averaging about 19 points a game this year, 9 rebounds a game, over a block a game still for him. He's shooting 48% from the field. He's the master of the long 2. The dude doesn't really take any threes at all. He's taken less than, I feel like, 10 this year. The dude, he just shoots the long range. He's still sunk in 2000, he's like 8 with these, but it's okay. He's still one of the best power forwards in the league. Obviously, Pop helped out a lot. He's 12 years of experience. He's 33. I feel like he was a little bit older than that. Honestly, when I went into this, I thought he was like 35. But yeah, the man out of Texas comes in at number 4. He's been doing this for so long. You got to give him the respect he deserves. I kind of wanted to put him at number 3. Maybe my number 3 pick was a little bit biased. You could say so. But if you want to put him at number 3, I'm perfectly okay with that. But yeah, LaMarcus Aldridge comes in at number 4. All right, coming in at number 3 is somebody that has been injured all this year. Most likely won't play this year, but I still think he's the third best power forward in the league when healthy, and that is Kristaps Porzingis. The dude was averaging 22 points a game last year, 6.5 rebounds. He is probably one of the worst rebounders for somebody that's 7'3" I have ever seen. He's not really a guy that's going to give you 12 rebounds a night. He's more of like a 6 to 9 rebound a night guy. But we kind of all forget about him because of the ACL injury. We're going to kind of forget how good DeMarcus Cousins was. We forgot how good Kawhi Leonard was when he was out for that whole year. Still think he's a top 5 player in the NBA. A lot of people had him out of their top 10s last year because he just didn't play. But when healthy, I think Kristaps is the 3rd best power forward in the NBA. Incredible defender, incredible rim protector. I think he's the 2nd or 3rd best defensive power forward on this list. Actually, probably 4th. I'd probably have Davis, Green, and then maybe, Davis, Draymond, and then probably Paul Millsap, and then it would be like Ibaka, Siaka, or Ibaka and probably Porzingis right there. But yeah, I think Kristaps, we kind of forget how good he was, especially me because I'm a Knicks fan, so I used to watch him every night last year. before he tore his ACL. If he doesn't come back the full way he was, he's obviously going to drop down. If he comes back same, I still think he's deserving of this number 3 spot. Now, going into the number 2, I think I had this man at like 5 last year. I said it going into the year, he was probably more of an underrated player, given that Jason Tatum had a higher 2K rating than this guy, and kind of people wrote him off, even though he had a pretty solid season last year. Coming in at number 2 for me is Blake Griffin. Now, maybe if the Pistons were a little bit better this year, if they had a better team, and they were maybe like a top 3 seed in the East, this man would be an MVP candidate. Dude is averaging 25 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 5.2 assists per game, which is nuts. He's shooting 36% from 3, 47% from the field. The dude takes long jumpers probably more than anybody on this list. Actually, maybe LaMarcus Aldridge, but the dude shoots the ball. He's not like, it's not like he's a LaMarcus Aldridge where he doesn't take any threes. The dude shoots the threes. He's averaging 36% from 3. He takes almost like 5 assists, or 5 threes a game. The dude takes like 6.5 threes a game, and he's shooting 36%. So that's not bad at all. So at least he makes like almost 2-3 of those a night. And yeah, 5.2 assists is crazy. The dude has shot up probably a lot of people's lists. Honestly, some people think he's a top 10 player in the NBA. I don't know if I'll go that far, but I think I'll definitely be comfortable putting him in the top 13. I could definitely still probably name 10 players better than him. I'm not going to do that now because this is my top 15 power forward list. But yeah, Blake Griffin's going to come in at number 2. And obviously, you know who number 1 is. Coming in at number 1, one of the best players in the NBA. I have him as a power forward, and that's Anthony Davis. I think he's more of a center, but he kind of plays both. There's really no more positions in the NBA. Like, Giannis is a point guard, power forward, small forward, and shooting guard, and even a center sometimes. Yeah, Anthony Davis comes in at number 1. I'm sure all your lists in the comments below are going to have Anthony Davis number 1. Dude averaged 28 points a game this year, 13 rebounds, 2.71 blocks a game, 4.5 assists a game. If the Pelicans were the 2 seed, he'd be the MVP. But unfortunately, the Pelicans are 15-20 in a really tough Western Conference. Mirotic has been hurt. I thought they'd be a lot better, though, with Drew Holiday and playing really well this year, especially with Julius Randle. I mean, their wings suck still. Etuan Moore is below average, and Solomon Hill's really trash. Darius Miller, ugh. They have really good big men, and obviously Davis, Diallo solid, Randall was really good, Mirotic is really good, and playing Mirotic at the 3 when there's a lot quicker threes, it's kind of scary, but yeah, Anthony Davis, no doubtingly, comes in number 1. I don't even think I need to make a claim for that. So yeah, that is going to wrap up my top 15 power forward list. Like I said in the comment, or like I said in the beginning of the video, this is just my opinion. Let me know your top 15 in the comments below. I'd rather you do that than say, how'd you have Paul Millsap over Kyle Kuzma? You don't watch the Lakers. I'd rather you give me your top 15 list. Or if you're going to do that, if you're really mad over somebody over a 1 position spot, like I said, I don't like, you can make a good argument for me like convincing me to change that, because I said like they're really close. If they're literally like someone's 8 and someone's 9, I think they're really close. I don't really think there's a far gap. I would just say number 1 and number 2, there's a pretty far gap. So yeah, you can give me, if you want to just say, give me a good reasons why Kyle Kuzma is better than Paul Millsap in the comments, go ahead. Or if you want to say a good reason why Aaron Gordon is better than Kyle Kuzma, let me know in the comments, or give me your top 15 list. Thank you all for watching. You guys will see the last one, the centers, in a couple days. Hopefully, these videos haven't gone too bad. As like I said, I'm pre-recording these because I'm going to be in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and LA for the next 10 days, so I will not be home making videos or just in a comfortable setting to make videos. So yeah, that'll be for me. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like, please, maybe, please. And yeah, I love you guys. See you guys next video. Peace.